We understand that this regime is about to fall and that this is what it takes for people to go out on the streets and unfortunately to give their lives. And what we are asking from the United States is to help us finish it so we can lower the cost, basically, because every day that
Right.
thousands die, it doesn't change the larger picture that the regime will fall. But if it can cost less lives, like all the better. I mean, but the thing is that in terms of when the strike will happen, we just don't know. There's so much like to do behind the scenes and things that we're not aware of. There's a lot of logistics to do. For example, to bring in like a destroyer, like a huge ship, like a military ship, aircraft carrier. I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Yeah, especially when they
Like,
took it all to Venezuela area.
it took them months to prepare this attack. By the way, from what I heard, like slowly, slowly, like it takes those things like time. And Trump like wants to go all the way in. The IDF wants to go all the way in. Yeah, and we're just on standby while they're preparing it all. Even though people keep chanting, keep calling Trump, I think he is like well aware of what he needs to do, and all these distractions that he does is to buy time exactly for those kind of things. Also, note that Israel has been quiet in all of this.
It's weird.
Uh,
Why was it? Why is it?
Because Israel is preparing, and it's basically I also read an article by some game theory researcher or something like that, some like military expert, that basically by not saying anything, we don't tell the RGC, we as in Israel, don't tell the RGC where our red line is, what our plans are, what we know, what we don't know, what we are planning. Israeli jets,
Yeah, you keep
they're
them guessing pretty much.
yeah, yeah, our transporters, are
There's
off.
nothing to they don't know what to prepare for exactly, or like they don't know what to
Exactly,
Right,
even think
exactly.
right.
about.
I
Like,
didn't think
E
of it. But just
exactly.
think of it. If we were in actually not caring about it,
and,
we would be very vocal. We would be screaming, "Oh,
yeah,
do this, do that." Right? It means that we
and if the
are
point of
actually.
comparison is Venezuela, like you said, Grunfeld, like they were stationed
Oscar, you're not. I
in
cannot hear
the
you.
in no.
No, no, we can hear
Oh,
now.
like they stationed the carriers for like months in the Caribbean until they
Mhm.
conducted like an operation. I don't know if it'll be like that clean, like where they go in, swoop, get out of there. Obviously, in Iran, it looks way more messy
I don't think so, they don't have the time.
than, yeah. I don't
And
know how it'll look the same, but it'll take some time to prepare, like you say, to make it like an operation like that, or depending on what it's going to be. Is it going to be a war or an operation, or I don't know.
And you know
And
what? It actually brought me hope what you said now, Gal, because the fact that Israel is quiet actually worried me. And now that I think about it, if we were quiet because we didn't care, we would be making a lot of noise. If we were not to care and not to be involved, we would be making a lot of noise. All the politicians would be saying stupid stuff and like the regular things that go out of their pie holes. And, but we're quiet.
I'll give you another example from recent history. The north of Israel in the fight with Lebanon, I mean with Hezbollah. And I'll give you actual information from people who planned a few operations there. For about a year, Michael said Israeli government is probably on high alert and planning behind closed doors. Yeah, absolutely, I think so as well. Never give up your next move to the enemy. Exactly. And the United States is probably going to hit Iranian military strategic bases that are valuable to the Islamic Republic regime. Yeah, there's a lot of places to hit. The Israeli call it a bank of targets. There's a lot of them. And Israel has been building those for decades. And my source is actual people who built those target banks and some people in the Israeli Air Force who hit those targets in the last operation in the 12-day war. They've been preparing for decades for this plan, basically,
Yeah.
and they're just like putting it in motion now, in coordination with the United States Army, with
And
CENTCOM, Central Command.
if I want to play with it, like to imagine what could be, I would be like if I was the Israeli decision makers or the ones in power to do such decisions, I would say, okay, we have the ability to do like cyber stuff. This is one of the very best cyber abilities that the country have, I think, in Israel. So I would be using this power to confuse the forces in power in Iran to make them think different stuff and then target those results from this confusion. You know what I mean?
It's one of the things, confuse your enemy from within, that they plan to do. But there's a lot of things that we don't know. For example, after the 12-day war, we found out after the fact that we had Iranian Mossad agents operating on the ground, attacking from within with drones. The Ukraine did something similar. For months, they've planned Operation Spiderweb, in which they infiltrated with trucks to all of Russia, a lot of regions in Russia, and hidden drones. Michael.
I think they will go for TV screens. I think they will just take over all the TV screens and phone screens and like all the communication devices and will control them and will play some message from the Shah. I think we will see it in the last stages. I really do. They will have like this big announcement like they did in Gaza at some point. You remember? I
Yeah,
think they will have
they have
something
like
like that.
yeah,
Just a
I think
touch.
that's definitely possible. And the United States, what they did in Venezuela, is that they shut down their communication networks in multiple ways.
They had this
From
boom. This I think they
yeah,
used that.
the
Yeah,
sonic weapon, yeah, that rendered basically the soldiers like useless. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like
yeah, yeah.
electronic
It's
weapons.
different. Yeah, I
I mean,
know.
you need to have boots on the ground for that. For walks and delay the public executions. I think that once the Iranians in the street see, like all throughout the cities, messages like in squares and their phones and whatever, messages from the Shah, while at the same time, the IRGC's military networks are like hacked. Of course, they'll like have like secondary ones, and the United States and Israel won't succeed in like hacking everything. Maybe they won't even target everything. Maybe they won't need to, but it'll be like it'll bring a lot of people to the streets while there
Right.
won't be much resistance. And at the same time, the United States will start attacking besiege command centers, and there's a lot of military bases outside of cities, so they're under mountains usually. And if the United States bombs that with B-2s or similar planes or warships,
Right, because
basically,
Israel doesn't have the ability to carry those
yeah,
bunker busters, not missile, I'm not sure. But yeah, it's only America has the ability to do this.
yeah,
And
the,
just think of how, as a government worker, like a Besiege or IRGC, like one of the bad guys in Iran, just think how scary it is if your computer is all of a sudden controlled and plays the Shah and everything. Just you feel like, oh my God, these are demons. Where are they? They could be under my bed. Just think of the confusion, the fear.
yeah, it'll bring a lot of confusion and fear. The way that Trump conducts warfare, as we've seen in Venezuela, for example, and actually as we've seen kind of in Hezbollah in the Israeli move, is to overwhelm. You do so much in so little time. The enemy doesn't know where the attack is coming from, what is attacking, how it's being attacked, and it's happening everywhere at the same time. And that's how you do it quickly. You don't even give them time to prepare or retaliate. Of course, they're preparing as much as they can, but the fact that Israel is keeping quiet is like Oscar said. They don't know what to prepare to, how, and that's where the resources go thin. They spread the resources thin, and yeah, it'll be just too much. But to plan such an attack takes time. I know someone in the Israeli army. They've been called in to serve nonstop. Usually, they leave like a job, go in the morning, return in the evening. They've been called since last week, and they've been in the army nonstop. I won't elaborate for security reasons, but there's a lot of other people like that who are being called in for a reason you understand. Like they're preparing in the United States as well.
Really hope
Um,
so. I really hope to see it soon. Actually, I saw a video of someone talking about the Lebanon and it like gives a whole overview of all the things. You know what? I'll post it in the group maybe. I hope soon. It's really amazing of how everything worked in Lebanon
oh
and in
yeah,
Iran. I saw a very good movie video about it. I'll post it soon. I hope.
people from the Mossad who just recently retired talked about that, how they conducted the operation, and like quite like a few months after, I think the head of the Mossad talked about that publicly.
He is planning to go for politics, so that's why I
Okay.
actually I like listening to what he says, but also I don't trust him because he's all of a sudden all over the podcasts and everything, gives interviews, and it's very clear, like, okay, you're planning politics, okay.
To use that as information to
Yeah,
predict what's going to be next.
true.
It took them to create networks, supply networks over a long time to infiltrate into the state, and you can be sure that Israel and the United States have already done that in Iran until the day of the command, where they click a button, say go. You don't know when that's going to happen and what their calculations and decisions are, and sorry, considerations are for like giving the green light.
Yeah, and don't forget that when they say that Mossad operatives are in Iran, it's not only Israeli Mossad operatives, it's a lot of Iranians who are
Oh
happily
yeah,
joining.
yeah,
Happily.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Many
yeah.
Iranians, like born and bred in Iran, not Jewish, not nothing, happy to join this effort. So, yes, they're on the ground for years. It's a known thing, it's not a secret. Hey, they actually infiltrated the IRGC. It's not like they have a drone factory in there, drone factory inside of Iran.
Oscar, it might interest you. You're still here, right, Oscar? Or just a group?
I'm here in
Uh,
the
there's an Israeli TV channel here who has a expert on Iran, like a journalist
yeah.
who has basically kind of like a spy master and Mossad, not agent, but not operative. I'm not sure what the right term is, but basically someone who works other spies, like tells them what to do. Who recruited someone from
Informant,
Iran, a citizen. Sorry,
like an informant.
no, an informant is the one who informs you, like the one who's being informed and telling them, you go there, you collect this information, you do that. Operator, yeah, operator is the word, yeah. Who basically recruited some Iranian citizen to like take pictures of like military bases and places in Tehran, and they made like a TV news piece on it and just like showed it to the public. Like, if that's what a journalist who isn't in the army, doesn't have special skills other than knowing Persian, maybe knowing a bit of people in Iran, having some connections as a journalist. Like, if a journalist can do that to a country, imagine what one of the top spy agencies in the world has been able to do for decades. So, like, there's a lot that we don't know, and it's going to be very big.
I hope. I really, really hope. Yes.
As they say in Arabic, excuse me because I don't know Persian all that well.
Spanish, we
Context.
have something similar called ojalá
Oh, really?
as
Allah?
well.
Also,
Yeah, yeah. No,
it's from
ojalá.
Arabic or not? Just sounds the
It
same.
derives from it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
No,
because
it's specifically if God wills it, because it's also used, and it's completely different area now that I'm going to. It's also used when you want to make a promise, but you also want a way out of it later. So
yeah,
you're saying if
if
God wills it. So
if
later you can say, okay, God didn't will it. There
yeah,
is this thing about it, but it's a different thing.
yeah, you put an if there, but I don't think with
I
the
wrote it in the
Armenian
chat.
Israel thing.
This is how we say it.
I think
Yeah,
it's from the Islamic conquest on Spain.
yeah.
Yeah,
The
but it doesn't
Moorish.
have this beautiful R that you guys have, so it doesn't. Yeah, it's not much for me.
Or
It's
what do
only
you
eight
mean?
percent. Like the influence of Arabic in the Spanish language is only 8%. It's not like some people say that it's a lot, but I mean not really.
No, it's not.
And
Not a lot.
Spanish architecture is very beautiful than like obviously like the Muslim architecture is beautiful as well in Granada, but Spain has a lot of beautiful architecture, like
It's
regardless of like
Baruch, right? Baruch or
Moorish and
something.
yeah, Baroque. Yeah. Mhm.
No, I said, Gal, what I said was in the past, I told, I think it was Michael or Oscar, I'm not sure, that they have such a beautiful rolling R in their accent, in their language.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
actually very beautiful.
Brr,
Yeah, but they do it like with all the like intent,
Like
like it's,
Real
yes,
Real.
or
exactly. You see how
País.
pretty? It's amazing.
Real, real, or
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah,
I forget.
exactly.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Me,
I feel like I feel like Hebrew is sometimes similar to Spanish, like when you speak it.
in a way.
Beautiful. I don't know. Both are okay.
Yeah.
No, everybody like let's be Marxist all of a sudden. Like everybody is like the same. No, no one. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
In continuation to what we talked about before with Shauna, like that you need to have a balance, but you do have kind of a bias. It's like all languages are beautiful, but mine is the most beautiful one.
And people actually say it for different languages because people are
Yeah.
used to their own language. So
Yeah,
people
of
will
course.
mostly say, "Oh, French is beautiful," or
We have
Italian,
our
or
own
something.
bias.
But French is not beautiful. Sorry, it's like
Merde.
I don't like French either. I like Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, because
Portuguese
it's
is
very similar.
connected somewhat to Romanian. It's like in the same language
Yeah.
family. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
For me, Italian is easier to understand than Portuguese for whatever reason.
Mm.
Do you know that Persian as well is a Indo-European language?
Yeah,
It's
it is.
it's from the same language family as German and English and
Indo-European, I think, right?
Indo-European, yeah. For example, the ending is, or like the word is, in German it's ist, and in Persian it's est. So you can, and you put the verb at the end of the sentence in Persian, same way you do it in German. So in Persian you say something 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 est.
Oh, so
Um,
so wait, if Romanian is different because it makes sense that it's Indo-European, right? Because Romani people came from the Indo area originally, generally, okay? But if so, maybe also Portuguese have some Indo-European origin?
it's the same. It's all the same language family.
The one
Interesting.
that's very unique is like Basque, like Euskadi,
What?
Yeah,
Past what?
Basque.
Oh,
I think it's a
Basque.
language isolate.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Ask. So from what I learned, some researcher who talks about that, there used to be a group of people who inhabited Europe, and they came really early. And only after that, from around the Caspian Sea or something like that, Black Sea area, and from the south, from like Lebanon, came a group of people, and they colonized Europe. So Basque might be as old as then. It's like if you could like 10, if you could thousands of years ago. Proto-Indo-European, which is a language that almost all of the languages of Europe comes from, it's only a few thousand years old. A few thousand years old. Then it started evolving into German and English and what Latin and what have you. But Persia, it's from the same group of people, but they just went to the east. And you have like Hindi and Sanskrit before that as well. Same language
You know, in
family.
Spain, there's a language similar to Hebrew. It's Judeo-Espanol, or also called Ladino
Yeah,
as
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
well.
yeah.
But it
Yeah.
developed there from Jews who lived there.
We have Ladino like shows here for like the old people who still speak it. We have like the Ladino theater, and yeah, it's
Oh,
a
really?
language that old Sephardic Jews speak. Sephardic, the word itself means Spanish, because Sfarad is the name of Spain in Hebrew. I don't know why. Maybe it's an old name of Spain. So yeah,
Yeah. What's its name?
And Iran has
Ye-
different dialects too, like the
Yeah.
Indo, like Iranian Indo languages, like Dari, Pashto, Tajik.
Yeah. It's all from the same language family. Turkic, I think, is it Proto-Indo-European? I don't remember if Turkic is from the same language. And inside of Iran, you have like one or two Turkic languages in the West. Europe.
Turkic is like somewhat of its own thing. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm like completely wrong, but I think it's became like its own family in a way. I think.
There's a
I
lot of Turkic languages as far from Siberia to Turkey.
yeah.
Yeah.
By the way,
But
if we're talking about languages, if you see the old script of Aramaic, like the old script, I mean, like what they're using in the Aramaic churches, they have like
Mhm.
this old script. And
Phoenician?
as a Hebrew speaker, and you're versed in the language, you can somewhat read it in a way. It's kind of similar, you know. It's actually very surprising.
It's probably the Phoenician script. That's what the.
I'll check. You know what? I'll check it in a moment and I'll tell you.
All right. If you want, I mentioned her earlier, Dr. Tamar. I'll write her name now. Dr. Tamar Elam. She's an Israeli Iran expert, and she has talks on YouTube, probably in Hebrew, but probably with subtitles. about the Persian language and older like stages of it. So Middle Persian and Old Persian, and that's if you like languages, I think that's pretty interesting. But like Persian people have had Persian for like thousands of years, so they have like a lot of like really rich culture. So like hopefully they're gonna like start bringing it back after the revolution.
And that's pre-Islam, right?
Pre-Islam, yeah, much pre-Islam.
I posted something in the chat. Tell me if you can reach anything from this link or it's
Oh right.
404.
No,
Not
no,
sure
you,
if.
you can, you can.
So can you see like the way that some of the letters look like Hebrew? Can you see it? Like the
Yeah,
aleph, the hey, dalet. I don't know. It's like it looks kind of similar. It's interesting. Also very different, yes, but kind of.
just so you know, cat lady,
Mm.
because I also like languages. The first Canaanite, I think it was letters, and for sure the Egyptian symbols because they are hieroglyphs. They came from just people drawing pictures of what they saw.
Right. Yes. Aleph was like a bull, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Bet
Ein.
is bite, which is home.
Mhm.
Yeah. And also in Persia, the old Persia, Iran, they had like an old script which was made by pushing like this tool into a clay tablet, and it was actually very interesting. They had like this old script made out of like, I don't know the tool name, but it's like Akkadian, used to be written.
Some of the letters look like that you can something you can find in Amharic
What is
as
Amharic?
well.
Ethiopia.
Amharic.
Oh,
From
Yeah,
Amharic.
Amharic.
Oh,
yeah.
interesting. I'll look it up.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are all from the same language family, Afro-Asiatic, from Africa and this area of Asia. Yeah, it's all from the same root basically. Hebrew is northeastern, I think. Arabic is southern, and that's where you can have a lot of you have a lot of similarities between Hebrew and Arabic.
Yeah, but
Same
you know,
language family.
Hebrew and Arabic are not that similar. It's not, they're not like sisters, like they have an old cousin, you know, like an old origin. They split very early though. So there
Yeah,
are
yeah.
similar things because of the proximity of the speaking populations, but it's not actually that similar. Not like Aramaic and Hebrew, not the same. But what I wanted to say, now I forgot. Oh, the old Amharic church, does anyone know this story of like when the Arab or Muslim forces came close and they were like sieging like the entire Ethiopia or the Christian areas? I'm not sure exactly. And they sent a letter to Europe, and I think Greek forces came to their help. And that's how they saved like the old
What
Amharic church.
wasn't it Italians who came?
I'm not sure. Maybe some forces and they come to help, but they did, and it was bloody. But that's how the old Ethiopian church was saved.
Yeah,
Uh,
Ethiopia is the only African country that was never colonized and never conquered, by the
they
way.
stood on the ground. They really fought their fight. Like they were
And
real fighters, I guess.
inshallah, Iran will never be conquered again as well.
Yeah, I hope so. They had different times where they decolonized Iran, right?
Well,
They were conquered and then decolonized from the Muslims,
yeah, cool.
and then 300 years later again, I think.
Are you talking about the Muslims who conquered Iran?
Yeah,
You have the Sunni Islamic Empire that succeeded Muhammad, the Prophet Muhammad, and conquered like all the way from northern India to Spain, eventually Israel as well. And they conquered Iran, and the Islamic Golden Age was under like their rule, and all the like most of the progress from like the Muslim world, while Europe was like in its dark ages, was from Iran. A lot of Iranians who wrote in Arabic, algebra, for example, Al-Khwarizmi, he's from Iran. What else? Like
But they
medicine?
already had this process of going back to their old language and remembering the old symbols. They already had this. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah, of course, but it was still under that kind of a rule, the Islamic rule.
Yeah, but they like forgot their language and came back to it once. Like, can you imagine like them doing stuff like again? Like in this, it's not like that they forgot the language now, but this amazing, rare process already happened.
I mean, they never truly lost their identity.
The language, I think there was a real risk for the language.
I think it was Armin who said that someone asked him, or maybe it was Tusi, if it's possible that after the regime change, the Iranians will go back to their older script, or if they'll stick with the Arabic script that Farsi uses, Persian,
Okay.
and like they've been under Muslim rule for like 1400 years. There's 17,000. I don't remember. No, 1400, something like that. So probably not, but the language is gonna for sure have a revival, and yeah, especially with the internet connection to the West.
They used to say salam. They are saying salam, but durud is like the old Persian word for hello, hi, peace. Like I'm not sure if it's peace also, but it's like hello. So the action of going back to durud is this kind of process.
Yeah, it's like reclaiming your identity through language.
Hmm.
What's his name? Basically,
P.
is doing the opposite, like forcing the language to erase the Turkish identity and become like more Muslim, while Iranians are doing the opposite, trying to resist the
So I
conqueror
think,
and go back to their.
are you sure? I think he's like more of a mix of Turkish and Muslim in his mind. I'm not sure if he's trying to erase Turkish. I heard he did it to
Slowly.
Kurds. To Kurds, he did it. He erased their language. He did not allow them to use their language. But I think Erdogan is very much national Turkish, like, but in a religious kind of way in his mind. I'm not sure if they are like they hate like the Arabic language.
Ataturk, for
Oh
example,
yeah,
changed the script from the Arabic script to the Latin script,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
think Erdogan wants
He's
to
the
undo
one
it.
who and gave them the like the script that is used in English. How is it called? Like Latin? I,
Latin, yeah.
he's the one who gave them all those the way that Turkey today is written. There
Yeah, I
was
think he
an
wants
old
to
Turkish.
undo it. I think he wants to bring
Oh,
it back.
oh, that would
Uh,
make sense. Yes.
he basically wants to revive the Ottoman Empire, but he wants to make it Islamic.
Turkish. He wants to make it Turkish.
No,
Turkish and
because
Islamic. He sees Islamic as Turkish.
yeah, eventually they all want the same thing. The Islamic people, they want to have an ummah, so a nation that it's not a country. It's like one based on religion. That there aren't more nations anymore. That's what the IRGC wanted.
Yeah, but if you look at it from reality, you see that all of them want it, but they want it their way. Like
Yeah, of course,
the Syrian whatever will want to make an ummah, which is
Syrian led.
exactly, and that's why Erdogan, I'm saying, is Turkish nationalist. What I mean is he wants a caliphate, but a Turkish caliphate.
Yeah, everybody wants the caliphate.
Yeah.
When you're
So
in
no
power,
nations, only mine. It's like,
no, 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 it won't be a nation. Everything will be Islam, but I will be leading it basically.
yeah, I will be the elite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same with Khamenei,
Yeah.
who's
He wants
like
an
the whole
imamate,
world.
by the way, not
Huh?
caliphate. Imamate, that's how it's called in Shia.
Amimate?
Imamate, yes.
Hmm. So like nation?
Like an ummah, yes. Like a caliphate,
Okay, okay. Yeah.
like imam. Imamate.
Oh, yeah, yeah, okay, okay. Yeah,
I'm
that
not
makes
sure if
more
it's
sense.
actually coming from imam, but I think it is, actually.
Could be because he's replacing the Mahdi. He's the elite imam,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
the supreme leader. It's such a like a typical like bad guy kind of like a
Like a
title,
James Bond supervillain.
supreme leader. Like that's so stupid. I find it funny. And he like walks around with those long dark like black clothes. It
Yeah.
has this special hat, and he keeps saying, "We're gonna destroy you all."
And he has a ring.
And the ring, it's so classic bad guy, so funny.
Off with his head.
Yeah, an awful human being. You have to laugh about those kind of things.
My main thought about those long dresses is, are they wearing underwear underneath? No one told me an actual answer for this.
At his age, he's probably a diaper. 86.
Can you imagine a Marilyn Monroe
Oh
picture
no.
with those dresses?
Somebody should do that in AI. That would
Oh
be
my
so
God,
funny.
yes, 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 I'll do it now.
Did you see the video with Mossad in playing video games?
No, but I did post one video and I will post it in the chat. A nice video that I'm sure everybody saw. I didn't make it, I just reposted it. One moment, I'll find it and I'll do it. Yes, found it. One moment. Okay. It's in the chat. It's a nice AI video.
All right, let's see. Yeah, that one.
I just love it.
I'm watching it right now. Again.
I hope I didn't steal it or
Oh,
something. I didn't mean to. I but just didn't think about it a lot. But
I think it's fine as long as you spread the message.
I just put it on because I wanted to post it in the group or something.
I found it really funny because I commented on a Facebook post. Someone talked about Assad stuck at home playing video games. I saw pictures. And then I wrote, finally, he'll have a friend to play Roblox with. And then, like, a day after this video comes out.
Can you imagine what kind of conversations Putin has with Assad? Like Putin knows that Assad's life are in his hand. What can he
I don't
ask
think
of
he's
him?
talking to him at all.
Why would he?
I remember reading about it. I don't remember much beyond that. But
Maybe he makes him work the garden or something.
was,
Tribute to this household. You cannot just play video games all day. You want me to send you back? You don't want that, right? So
at least throw the trash out.
yeah, do
Um,
something here. You're getting
and-
fat. Shower once
no,
in a while.
no, like at least throw the trash, and then you see just like Assad going into the bin,
Yeah, like
to the
all the
trash
way.
bin.
It's like this such a. I hate my father. I hate him.
Oh, Putin. No, I think it'll be fine. But yeah, I think it's likely that Khamenei will run it to Russia because it's a card to hold for them.
You know what? I
That's
don't believe so. I think he will want to die like a martyr. I don't think he will go to Russia. I think he's much more ideological driven than Assad. Assad was like somewhat not religious.
pragmatic.
So, so I think Khamenei will want to stay, will not leave. But let's see.
It's like, I mean, I don't know what will be the best for the people, like for him to like die or be captured.
Captured. They need to rape him in front of the cameras. I'm
Oh,
sorry for
Jesus.
being so brutal, but some justice. They deserve it. They need to like lynch him. I'm not. I'm sorry for saying it, but they need to have the honor of like taking care of him.
Don't forget that he's a symbol. I think the best
Oh,
thing
right,
to
right,
do to
right.
him is, and also like as a warning against other Muslims, same way as Trump did, is to like broadcast like his execution or something like that
Oh, you know what would be
after a
best?
sentence.
Actually,
But
is to lock him up until he dies in his peace. Actually, this will be the best because if he dies like a horrible death, actually, now that I think about it, he will be martyred. So maybe not.
yeah, it's a good point. I remember listening to like various experts on like this exact problem. Like, should you execute, especially publicly, Islamic terrorists or not? Like, would you martyr them, or would you like scare away people from committing acts of terror? And he said that with the people on top, if you kill them, the ones who are already too extreme, it won't matter if you kill them or if you sentence them, they will view them as martyrs regardless, either living, like going after the holy cause, or like dead, they give their lives. In every case, they are giving their lives either by dying or not dying yet to the holy cause. But the ones who don't have as much kind of like, who aren't as fearless due to believing in the cause and being like brainwashed by their religion will like be afraid. And there's a story with Yahya Sinwar, the previous leader of Hamas,
Hmm.
who had what do you call it, like a tumor in his brain, who was crying in court, I think, or something like that, to his
Really?
mom.
We need this
Yeah,
video.
yeah. It's not a video. It's so there's a woman who used to be in charge of prisons in the days of Sinwar being in prison, and she met with him multiple times, and she talked about taking him to court and the treatments and those kind of things. And he was at a breaking point. They can be broken. It takes a whole lot to break them.
No, actually, it doesn't take a whole lot. It takes only a mindset of understanding that they don't need no mercy from us. That's the only power they have over us because we are treating them like human beings, you know? And sometimes we don't need to.
But
But it's
basically,
hard. I get it. It's hard in democracy.
no, I'm talking about the cases of the very leaders. So like it will like really break the Shia's spirit at least for a while until like a leader comes and says he was a martyr.
Mm.
Like if but like they can spin it in so many ways because he's the like replacement for the Mahdi, I forgot what it's called, like religious figure who like died in a battle, who will return. So they can say the same thing about Khamenei.
Was it like Muhammad's son, like one of his son or one of his grandsons, right? That they
Yeah, I think a
Ali.
grandson.
Oh no, no, it
Yeah,
wasn't Ali.
Ali.
It was the other. Was it him?
I think it was Ali. I'm not sure.
This is the guy that they honor in the festival of Ashura, correct?
I think Hussein is the one who established the caliphate eventually, and Ali is the one who died in battle, the Mahdi, who will return. They could say the same thing about the Mahdi. I mean, it's kind of like hard with religious people. They always have like an argument for anything.
Hey, Gal, are you
Yes,
Israeli?
yes, sir.
Nice. Your English is pretty good.
My English?
Yeah, you sound like an American.
Oh,
Exactly. That's
thanks.
what I told him. It doesn't sound Israeli at all.
Damn,
It
bro, you'd
sounds
be a
American.
good spy for the Mossad.
Yeah, probably. I mean, someone earlier was talking about. I think it was Tucker Carlson. No, someone Nick Fuentes was being blamed for being a Mossad operative, and then someone called
Ah,
him like a shlomo. So literally, like not because I chose to, but I chose, but my middle name is Shlomo. So like, yeah, probably. I mean, my parents
can you
gave it to me
Damn,
by
that's
imagine
crazy.
how
yeah.
hurtful it would be to Nick Fuentes to be blamed of being a Mossad agent?
Dude, Nick Fuentes is I don't know how some people look up to that guy. He's like I don't know. He gives me the incel vibes, and he gives me
Oh, he is.
He
He
is.
is.
He is pretty
the pick
much that
me.
whole like 4chan
He's a
like
racist too.
groiper.
I
Yeah.
saw
You
him
know,
talking about marriage, and he was like, "At this point in my life, I cannot imagine bearing anyone who is talking to me like, what do you want? Like, just be quiet. I love my peace and quiet. I would never get married." It's like, oh my God, guys, you're either incel or you're gay.
You know, let me say this. I recently had a high school friend. He was very alone and stuff. And I think he ended up committing suicide. And I found out like last
Jesus.
year, well, which was like a couple like basically like 4 or 5 weeks ago, basically. Like the end of 2025. And like he was depressed, like, and he didn't go to a psychotherapist or anything like that. And I'm like, man, that's pretty bad. Like honestly. And like Nick Fuentes is like the thing with him is, I mean, his personality is kind of whack. He seems out of shape. You know what I mean? Like obviously he wouldn't find anyone. And he doesn't put himself out there either. So I mean, what do you expect? He can't blame society because he can't get a girl. That's his fault. Like
You
he
know what?
just
There's like this population of lonely, sad incels, and the Americans or government or whatever society needs to find a solution for this because if they don't, it will be taken care of by figures like Tate.
Nick Fuentes.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is the worst case
yeah,
like
this
this.
kind of like you usually see this revamping of masculinity You saw this in, like, for example, the Nazis and the fascists, this kind of reaffirming of the masculine, strong
Yeah.
strength. We're being feminized. This was kind of like the discourse around psychiatry during the Victorian era, and all this was, for example, that
Even in
we
Hispanic
don't.
culture, it was frowned upon historically. Like, oh, as a man, you can't cry. You have to take it in. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, but usually this kind of like worry about masculinity being harmed and this kinds of thing, it usually signals of swing towards an ideological turn. For example, very characteristic of fascism and military culture. For example, I do MMA and boxing, and here in San Diego, all of that culture of MMA is very right leaning, and they have this whole idea about being strong and masculine. They like strong figures in politics, usually, like Trump, that doesn't give a fuck about anything and says kind of outrageous things. I don't know. There's this culture of masculinity that I see that Andrew Tate and kind of like some traditional, more like traditional or like appeal to tradition or appeal to like old school
You know which ones
roles,
are the worst too? Sneeko's the worst because he's like one
Yeah,
of
yeah,
those
those
like
kinds of
Andrew Tate that
people.
converted to Islam, and then they're like, oh,
Yeah.
like this is the
Wait,
best
Andrew Tate is
religion.
Muslim now?
Well,
What?
he converted because he supposedly said
Publicly.
that Western Christian values are down the drain. That's his point of view. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
You know what it reminds me of? Do you know what the country, the second country, sorry, in the world with the second most number of sex operations?
Is it Iran?
Yeah, it's Iran. Because you can't be gay if you're a woman.
What I find crazy is when I see these videos from these Arab countries and I see these guys holding their hands in Saudi Arabia. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like some full grown men holding their hands.
I
Like
guess
maybe the culture that I come from,
like, like,
a chair.
I don't care. You can identify as an attack helicopter. Like, I don't care, dude. Like, just as long as you coexist and like don't
See,
hurt other
here's the thing that
people.
I find weird. You can't show affection, love affection to like your like spouse, like especially if you're the opposite sex. But in Muslim countries, like in Arab countries, as a guy, you can hold like another guy's hand and be like, "Oh, it's not sexual, it's cultural." Meanwhile, like the women have to cover up. Like you go to Saudi Arabia, and they're
Yeah,
like,
it's
"No,
pretty
no,
I
no,
bad.
no, no. It's
mean,
because
some throughout history, for example, the Ottomans actually engaged in homosexual activities.
homosexuality."
Oh, that's all
Yeah.
the way
Yeah.
back from the Greek time, where it was like common.
Yeah, and
Um,
I mean, it was actually a sign of more masculinity to do that.
yeah,
Like you were hyper masculine because
half
women were
man.
still like human beings, but they were half like a human kind of like
They
or
treated
like
them like
less human
cattle.
than. Mhm.
They treated them like cattle. Let's not sugarcoat it.
In
And
Iran nowadays, if a woman sues a man, her word is worth, I think, like a
Half of a
half
man
word. You need like, sorry,
in court.
yeah, in court, yeah.
Um,
So you need like
they're
as
worth
12,
half of a man.
yeah, half. So yeah, so you need like two times the amount of witnesses to basically support you.
yeah, according to Sharia.
According to Sharia, yeah, the good old Sharia. Don't we all love Sharia here?
And the worst part about
Yes.
it is, you go to places like Saudi Arabia, and the women are like, "Oh no, it's not obligatory. We just like covering up." And I'm like, hmm. I mean, they're saying that in front of the camera because like it's all being monitored.
Look, yeah, but like also religion is a part of culture. Like people grow up into religion and they're used to like customs. For example, here in Israel, a lot, maybe most of the Jews here are what's called traditional Jews because they follow the tradition. So even if they don't believe in like every single rule and follow every single commandment, they retain a lot of the customs. So sometimes the core beliefs is the customs is to just dress up that way, not necessarily because you believe that God like told you to cover yourself or that's like the right thing to do, but everybody does it.